It's Thursday night. Red Hulk. Had a smoke with Frame. The air raid went off, so we went into the bomb shelter in the shoal. We schmoozed a bit. Some problems that Navi's having in his work environment. Sounds like very similar stuff I'm having with finding a wife. Apparently, men and women, they don't see eye to eye. No wonder there's a book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And yet. Anyways, so I was about to go to the Kotel when I saw Frame having a smoke, so I joined him, and he was trying to figure out why I was so angry, because when I walked into the shoal to do Hulk, I was relatively steaming. But I had calmed down a little bit, having read Hulk. Felt like an accomplishment. And so we schmoozed about some things, a couple of jokes. And I dawdled for a little bit in the bomb shelter because there's a pretty decent library there. Thought about doing another video with, reading something from one of those, but pretty much all of the books have copyrights. Even Cloak technically has a copyright. I'm not trying to profit off of it. I'm just something to, so to speak, kill time. I guess technically I could do the same thing with any other book, but once I was looking at the other books, I was like, what for? I'm going to go to the Kotel and read Chicken Coley and Marv, and maybe get some supper on my way back. Assuming one of these restaurants I can use my Canadian account for. Because, come back home, send me some money. Ostensibly for Rosh Hashanah, but I'm not planning on eating at home. I'm not planning on doing any grocery shopping. I felt like telling you, don't send it, because, I'm not going to use it for the actual holiday. I guess I could send him a link to this video when I'm done, because he said for Sukkot's time he's also going to send me money so I can get a lulav and esrog, but I'm like, I'm not getting a lulav and esrog until I have my own home and a wife. That's how I grew up. Lulav and esrog was a family thing. If you're a single dude, yeah, I guess, some people in yeshiva, they did it, but it's more like a married thing, Not that expenses go down once you're married, unless you got a dual income. So many things that I'd like to do once I get married, once I find a wife and we get our own home. But I just don't want to do as a single guy. It's like, what's the point? Even the Tikkun Chloe and Mar, it's like, I'm just killing time. I would go to a bar, but I don't want to get drunk. Technically that might actually be the better way, because maybe I'll find some woman who's kind of in a similar boat and also at wit's end. And what else is there to do? You prayed your guts out, so then, go do something in the real world. I'm just not there. I'd rather go to a bar with a girlfriend that is on the fence about marrying me. Just to, get our minds off all the stresses of life. I don't want to go to meet strangers. It's just not my scene. So much rather just be praying or sort of studying in hopes that, things will come together in a better way, a cleaner way, a more respectable way. And by that token, maybe I should dress better. But, I don't want to buy suits because cheap suits are garbage. I don't know. Speaking of, I kind of want to buy a new pair of jeans, because it's my current jeans, my Levi's anyways, seems to be one size too big on me. Just got to adjust my belt to get them to stay on my hips. I don't exactly have much hips. My non-date last night, she was commenting about how I just go straight down. I have no hips. Yeah, I'm not a chick. Technically I have hips. All people do. Women have more pronounced hips, but guys have less pronounced hips. Oh look, new Kofix. Yep. Yeah, new Kofix on Yahoo. Passing the old one in another minute. Yeah, my non-date last night. My ass is give or take half the size of hers. And she wasn't much game for foreplay I was putting on. Hey look, the other Kofix, which the sign is gone. I don't know. I don't think we should have been doing anything because we're not married. But you know, technically the whole concept of marriage was a rabbinic convention so that women don't get abused and, you know, used and thrown away. But, I'm gung-ho on marriage because, well, I want to think of my wife as, you know, my significant other on the highest possible level. I'd really like to think of her as a queen. I was actually joking with, well, I don't know about joking, but somewhat seriously talking with one of the guys, saying that, you know, a Jewish guy needs to have two women. He's got to have his wife, which is his queen, and he's got to have, you know, a girlfriend that, you know, it's kind of like in the mafia world. The guy's got a wife and he's got a guma, you know, a girlfriend. You know, you can change your girlfriend, but you can't ever get divorced. Maybe that's where my concept comes from. I don't know. Maybe it comes from King David, you know, he had like 18 wives, or Solomon had 1,000 wives. I don't have a freaking clue what I'm talking about. I just know that, you know, I have spiritual desires to be with a woman, and I have physical desires to be with a woman. And in the physical desires, there's, you know, like I was explaining last night, you know, there's sex, there's lovemaking, and there's fucking. You know, I don't really want to fuck the mother of my children. Is the old city blocked off? Seems to be some sort of blockage. There's like a fence around it. But there seems to be open over here. You can see. I remember the can of Coke in the synagogue. Klaverium. I got lunch at New Delhi. I got some schnitzels and fries and Coke. I was going to order Pepsi, but apparently they don't have Pepsi. And she's got English on her WhatsApp. And I didn't see a ring on her fingers. But you know, I kind of like the woman I was on a non-date with last night, who will remain anonymous. But, you know, need to think of the day when I might actually, if I might actually marry her, and then go back and review all these videos and the things I've said about us. Yeah, those will be the days. How am I supposed to get married when all I did was talk about everything, how miserable I am? She's like, stop whining. I'm like, can't help it, I'm single. Just gonna keep whining and whining. I wish I could whine to God. I don't know how. Oh, you're not supposed to whine to God. You're supposed to thank God for everything. I'm really freaking lost. And that's why I'm going to Kotel. Like last resort. You know, some people think the Rashbi is the last resort. I don't think so. Kotel is the last remnant of holiness for the Jewish people. Highest level of holiness for the Jewish people. By all accounts, I should be ultra-Orthodox. I just, you know, don't know how to get there. I barely maintain the level of orthodoxy I'm at. I mean, technically, you know, if I quit smoking, so that, you know, I'll take away one factor, you know, so that on Shabbat and Yom Kippur, I don't smoke, but I'm not there yet. Like, I don't know if I'll ever be there. You know, I might be on a respirator and still dying for a cigarette. And I sent her an email about that earlier today. It's like, it's my number one priority, coffee and cigarettes. I just don't know why. I guess there's been so much resistance to them over the years, you know. But you kill yourself, or that's what survives. Hey, look, cops. I barely see them. Actually, they look like one of them looks like a cop, one looks like a charred bull. That's a dangerous job. Of course, then again, walking around anywhere is dangerous. Gemara says, "Kol drachim sakanitin." But all ways are dangerous. But technically, you know, they're targets. You know. But then again, anybody in Jerusalem is a target. Anybody in the whole freaking world. You know, people think Israel's more of a target. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Got nice, pretty lights up. It's positive, I guess. Let's see, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful that I got my job done and that I should be able to cover rent easily next month. I am grateful that I had a very refreshing nap this late afternoon. I am grateful that I got to the Kotel pretty darn early this morning and did chakras and caught a little bit of the dove and went to breakfast. I guess I'm grateful I read Hope twice today. Although the first time was really a blur because I was freaking exhausted. What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful for the non-date I had last night. I got a lot of hugs, and I gave a lot of hugs, and I felt loved for the first time in a long, long, long time. What else? What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful for the clothing I own. Although it's a double-edged sword because if I ever have to go homeless, it's a lot of shit to carry. I'm grateful that I have YouTube, that I can upload these videos and that, maybe somebody out there is rooting for me, despite my negativity. I am grateful a little bit, not heavily grateful, but a little bit grateful that Robert Parrots is a new one praying for me. Probably praying for a lot of people, but he told me he's praying for me. I'm grateful that we have a state of Israel. Despite this country being really freaking weird. I mean, like, really weird. I can't tell if it's a first country or first world country or third world country. If it's run by the religious, if it's run by the secular, if it's run by the Christians, if it's run by the Muslims, run by the... But... I'm grateful that I saw an incredibly hot woman around Mountain Yehuda tonight, wearing a gorgeous yellow dress and really nice tits and really nice nipples. I mean, seriously, wow. And I'm grateful that I'm a bigger man, that I appreciate more the woman I was on a non-date with last night, who, despite the fact that I'm not good enough for her and there are things about her I don't like, there's like this vibe there. It's like, I don't want to say the root of my soul, because, if I had to say that, I'd go back 20 plus years to women I used to know, but maybe a new one, I don't know. It's like if we'd have known each other back home, younger, 20 plus years ago, would we have gotten together? I don't know. But I know that, in the last 3 years, she's been the closest thing to a soulmate that I could hope for. I won't say in the last 7 years, because when I first got here, there was an Australian woman who was ostensibly converted, who I thought was really on my vibe, and her voice was really seductive, but it didn't go anywhere. And I don't know if she actually converted. I don't know if she stuck around. But the one I was out on a non-date with last night, I would really like to build a life with. Really, really, really like to build a life with. I don't think I'm good enough for her. And there are definitely things about her that bother me, but not to any great extent. Oh, wow, walking to the Kotel. Herb shook. Herb shook. Heading to the Kotel. First stop, of course, will be the bathroom, take a pee, because the coffee I had 2.5 hours ago. Wow, can't believe I've been up for 2.5 hours. Well, it's basically run its course. Taking a Kotel, Marv. Maybe I'll go to New Delhi and get something, but I don't know. I'm not really that hungry. I'm still kind of satisfied from lunch and also a little bloated. Erev Tov. Hey. Soldiers. Supposed to make us feel safe, but I don't know, all the guns, they kind of... Actually, his gun doesn't bother. Well, it's because I'm not talking to him, he doesn't see me, but guns in the arms of people that see me scare me. I don't know, maybe so many movies of people shooting, or maybe just so many altercations with the police when I first got here, the first year. I don't know. I was pretty wound up pretty tight. And I think I'm still kind of wound up pretty tight, but I gotta learn to control myself to some extent. I think I gotta learn to control myself a little bit more. I might actually make a relationship with a woman last. I'm working on it, one day at a time. Actually lost it with Kotel today. Thought I lied to him yesterday. I didn't lie to him. It was a misunderstanding. I mean, it wasn't exactly a misunderstanding. I mean, it was a misunderstanding. It was a little bit of a misunderstanding, a little bit of a misunderstanding. It was just life. Just monkey wrenches in life. I feel bad. It's like, I don't think like I led him on about something important, but maybe in his mind it was. Not really good about reading other people. You know what's important to them. And they also don't want to be somebody's helper person. You know. The woman is called the Azer Conegdo, not the guy. Now, albeit a guy's got to put in. He's got to, show his wife he appreciates her. He's got to be an upstanding member of society and contribute. But at the same time, a man's role isn't to help her. I mean, you could have a career as a geriatric helper, or handicap helper, work in a hospital, therapist, stuff like that. But it's not my tafkid. It's not my strength. I don't have that. My strength is just speaking my mind. I don't know if that is a strength. I don't know if there's any value to it. But that is where my motivation is. And quite frankly, if as some rabbis pose it, that the entire Torah is to work against our nature, then I'm screwed, because I should just delete my entire YouTube channel and delete all my blogs. And, it's all garbage. It's me just spewing. Shilshul paz, they say in Hebrew. Diarrhea of the mouth. But, if it helps anybody, so then maybe it's worthwhile. I don't know. But maybe not. I mean, secular world, you have something called a sex therapist. And a sex therapist could do all the things that a girlfriend and a wife will do, even. It remains business. But by the same token, it's basically a prostitute. But I mean, then again, you have psychologists. Theoretically, you're supposed to speak your mind to God quietly and humbly and tell him your issues and ask him for solutions. And even though theologically it's like, well, God created the problems too, right? But the idea is to have a connection with God. I mean, at least in the Jewish world, I don't know what it is in Christian or Muslim or Hindu or other religions, but serve God with all your heart, with all your might, with all your money, with all your soul. Love him with all your heart and all your soul. Yep, smoking's definitely getting to me. My nostrils are full of built up mucus. My lungs and my stomach are probably filled with gas. A lot of soldiers tonight. Okay, it's not that many, but still. There was an air raid earlier, so who knows. Kind of just getting used to it. Okay, next right will be the Kotel. Technically, I go further down. There's another entrance under the arches into the Kotel Plaza, but I almost never go that way unless this way's closed. Haven't been this in a while. Huh? Hello. Oh, look, it's a tzedakah opportunity. Let's see if I got any shekels on me. I definitely have shekels on me. Oh, wow.
אהלן ערב טוב, מחזיק מח מזון, המשפחות נזקקות, אין להם מה לאכול לקראת עכשיו.
Give him a shekel, call it a night. Not exactly wealthy. Okay, heading to the Kotel security and sticking a Chloe and Mar after a pee.